Hi, okay, so finally getting this thing done. Oh, not this thing done. But finally getting my tutorial started. So, um, alright, I just want to let you know this is the look. This is the same, the fawn look, except what I did was I realized the contouring was the same as drag queen contouring, which I didn't realize till after I did it for some reason. But, so what I wanted to do was turn it into a Red Riding Hood look for the girls. So for the men, you can use it as a fawn look, even for the women if you wanted to play a fawn. Like you can use the same look. And then for the men, if they wanted to use this look, it would be, of course, not as shiny and shimmery, but you can still use the look from last night, which I'll explain the differences between the two at the end. And you can use the fawn look if you want, or you can just use this as a Red Riding Hood look, which I'm also thinking of doing. So, okay, yeah. So, let's get started. So first off, this is the finished product. This is the eye and everything. Give it same that kind of wolf eye. This is before, but yeah. So let's get started. And first thing we're gonna need is a green eyeshadow, which I'm using Lucky Charms eyeshadow by Too Faced. It comes in their Pixie Pinups palette. So what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna put it all over my lid, as well as up here to the brow bone. And then also underneath the eye right there, you see? And just use a swooping motion. The powder is pretty loose. If it's not loose on your palette, whichever color you use or whichever palette you decide to use, like whose ever you use, you can go ahead and get a small bristled like lash brush, and then just score the shadow, and it should powderize for you. So yeah, once you got that product on there, you're gonna turn on. You're gonna use a darker kind of brown. I'm using a brown shimmer with a bit of gold in it. I wanted to look very autumny, very earthy. So, I'm gonna use this one. It's called Exotica by Too Faced as well. Comes in the same palette, the Pixie Pinups. I'm gonna get a bit of that, and then I'm gonna put it right in the crease, up here, and then I'm gonna blend it out, going over the crease and then under here and underneath. And I'm just going to blend all of that. Okay. Now once you got that on, the next part is going to be to line the eyes. This look is very easy, especially with the eyes on here. So what you're going to need is a flat tip, like a angled brush. That's what this is called. You need an angled brush. Looks like that. I'm not sure if you can see how that looks. You're going to need an angled brush. Then you're going to go back in with that Exotica color, the same one we used for the crease. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to line your eye with it, your upper eyelid. Make it a bit thick because we're going to put another layer of black underneath, and so it can kind of smoke out. You also want to make like a little kind of wing over here as well. And more product on your brush. And then we're going to want to bring this cat eye part down here, this inner wing, and then bring it up. I look very light right now, but it'll show a little bit more whenever we put the actual next layer. So next you're going to want to get your you're going to want to use a smudge pot, which is what I'm using. I'm using the black smudge pot by Stila. And you're going to want to get a bit of product on your brush, and then you're going to want to put it along your waterline. And then down here in this angle. Don't put it as far out as the other one because we're going to actually smudge this in to get that smoky effect. Okay. Then you're going to want to get a Q-tip. Well, you know what a Q-tip looks like. So you're going to get a Q-tip and then go ahead and smudge all of this out. And into the lash line. Flare it out over here a bit. And then across the top. You got to kind of do this quick, because if you don't, then the smudge pot will dry, and it'll get like it'll get hard, and you won't be able to smudge it at all. Alright. And you're gonna get this again, and then you're just gonna want to put a little more just to give that part some definition. There we go. Okay, and then now for some contouring and to give more that kind of that animalistic look, you're going to go back in with the Exotica that we used before on the shadow, and then you're going to want to get it and you're going to want to put it from your eyebrow, down the side of your nose like that, and then you're going to want to blend that out. Okay. Cool. And then get that same color again. And then for the cheekbone right here, to get that definition, you'll just make a line with this, with the Exotica, and then blend that out as well. Try not to get too much product, because if you do, it'll look a little too dark. If you want that more dramatic look, you could go darker, but it's usually better to stick with a lighter tone, like with not as dark. Just think less is more. There we go. That's what I was trying to get at. Let's just blend this out real quick. I'm just using a blush brush to blend it out. Okay, there's something powder. All right, and then for the ladies, you will of course want that more feminine feel, and also of course if it's going to be Red Riding Hood, you want that kind of flushed look, that little girly look. So get a bit of blush, go ahead and put it over that Exotica color. All right. Then after that, we're going to do a little more highlighting. Or we're going to do some highlighting, actually. All right, we're going to do this part right here, this highlighting here, and then above the brow bone. So first, you're going to want to get some gold. This is just CoverGirl's, what is it? CoverGirl's Eye Brightening Shadow Palette. I got it from a drugstore quite easily. It was very cheap. So what you want to do is put some of this on your cheekbone, right here. And then up here over your brow bone as well. And what this is going to do is it's going to add some color to you, so you're not so dark. Well, you're also going to want to add some to your nose too. I added a bit, so I won't add much, but because I was trying to do this side and kind of flex over. So yeah, and then also to your upper lip right here, and the bottom of your chin. Because it adds that golden feeling with the men will do this part. They will, for the fawn look, you will put the gold as well, because it gives that more ethereal look, I guess you'd say. The more fantasy kind of look, the more like golden dawn kind of look, or golden afternoon. All right, next we're going in with the Leading Lady eyeshadow by Too Faced. It's another Pixie pinup. It's another part of the Pixie pinups. You're gonna get some of that product. Put that over the gold. This one's for the ladies, because then you'll be able to, this will add a little more pink, so it's not as gold and bronzy, because you could probably just use bronzer with this. I don't own any bronzer, so I'm just using eyeshadow instead. A little above your lips, and then on the chin. And then also down here on the bridge of the nose. This will give that shine and that shimmer and make it look a lot more like shiny or glowier. Alrighty, and then next is the eyebrows, which you're going to go back in with your angled brush. Make sure you get it wet, because if it's not wet, then it'll be hard to do, as well as with the lining. I forgot to say that earlier, but whenever you're lining, make sure that it's wet. You want to like dip it in water and then just pat it on your hand to remove any excess water, and then dip it in the eyeshadow. So okay, so first I'm going in with that Exotica again. Oh no, I lost my water. So I'm going in with that Exotica again. I'm going to line my eyebrows with this. I like using shadow better because it's a lot looser. It's a looser powder, and it also, instead of being so like harsh as a brow pencil would be, which I don't know. Every time I use a brow pencil, it's always really harsh. This comes out a lot softer. It goes with your natural eyebrow, and you can just smooth it through.